Good afternoon. This is Media Center Ukraine Odesa, and on this day off, we have come here to hold the briefings for our guests. The first one is for Katrin Goering-Eckardt, Vice President of the German Bundestag, who has visited Ukraine and Odessa in particular and would like to share the details of her mission. I would like to welcome everyone and to thank you for coming here today to the briefing. I'm glad to see all of you. This is my second visit to Odessa and to this beautiful city of Odessa. After visiting Kiev, this time in Kiev Oblast, namely Borodyanka, Bucha, Vasilkiv, I came back to Odessa. I'm impressed by how you managed to overcome this difficult situation. And there was the huge fire on the transformation station in Odessa, meaning that Odessa has no power or water supply now. And this is a significant issue for the city now. Today, together with you, I feel how the city manages to overcome the situation, looking for the way out of it, to provide Odessa residents with everything they need. I'm also deeply impressed by the efforts of the state military administration to overcome the situation. And I also know that the power supply situation is very difficult all over Ukraine, but it is even more difficult in Odessa because everything depends here on the centralized power supply. The invasive war of Putin aims at the critical infrastructure facilities, namely transformers, substations, thus putting the whole situation in the region under danger. Of course, these are the consequences of Putin's war, of Russia's war, that we should overcome together. That's why we will support Ukraine. We will provide generators, and we hope to find transformers for them. We will try to find them. And of course, we will provide other types of humanitarian aid. I also know that any type of infrastructure repair and the sustainable recovery is possible only after the war of Putin is stopped. That's why we need to support Ukraine with the weapons as well. This is what Germany does. For example, Germany now is ready to provide Leopard tanks to Ukraine, as some other countries, as well as air defense systems. And now Ukrainian servicemen have been undergoing training in Germany for them to be able to repel the attack which is planned by the Russian troops. Of course, we and Ukrainians are concerned with this possibility. That's why we need to provide weapons as soon as possible. Here we also say about the need of defending the Ukrainian identity. And of course, Ukraine will liberate the occupied territories because Putin's war tries to put under doubt the integrity and the identity of Ukraine, including language and culture of Ukraine. And in Odessa, we can see a significant cultural heritage, as well as in other Ukrainian cities. But Odessa also demonstrates the importance of Ukrainian culture. I'm now talking not only about the opera house, but about the fact that a lot of artists, poets were born in Odessa, and a lot of them visited Odessa. Protection of Ukraine also means the need to defend its culture and identity. I would like to say that now we know this great news that Ukraine has obtained the status of the UNESCO, being the part of UNESCO heritage, the central part of the city. And during my visit, I also was able to see that that part of Odessa is protected and maintained. When it comes to defense of Ukraine, it means that we protect the whole Europe, including my homeland. That's why the support of Ukraine is an existential issue for us. Thank you. I would like to start now the Q&A session. You've mentioned the importance of protecting different types of facilities in Ukraine, including the critical infrastructure facilities. And I would like to remind that the air defense systems, including Gepards, as it was mentioned by Reznikov in this media center during his briefing here, are very important for protecting critical infrastructure. Germany is the supplier of such type of systems. Can Germany increase the production of these types of systems and ammunition? When it comes to supplying weapon, it would also mean the supply of ammunition. The negotiations are ongoing. There have been discussions about what weapon Ukraine needs. As for air defense systems, we have clearly stated that we are going to provide such systems and guns, that we would also train Ukrainian servicemen to be able to use this type of systems. As far as I know, there are now discussions as for to supply Leopard tanks as soon as possible to repel the possible new attack of Russia, of Putin's army. RFI, the floor is yours. Thank you. My name is Dmitro Dolmatov, RFI. My question is about Ukrainian refugees in Germany. At the beginning of January, Ove Brandt said that the capacity of Germany to accept Ukrainian refugees had almost reached its limit. But as far as I know, Ukrainians are still coming there. We have clearly stated that we will continue accepting Ukrainian refugees in our country. You can see that we provide them with the same rights as the German citizens, for example, in terms of transfer payments. And of course, now we have been facing the challenge of how to provide accommodation for these people in different parts of Germany. And of course, the situation is difficult, but this does not mean that we are not ready to accept Ukrainian citizens who are in need. And this is the minimum aid that we can do to support our communities, our cities, our lands to overcome these challenges. And we will also continue this internal support. Thank you. Are there any other questions from our journalists? No. Then we will finalize our briefing. Thank you for finding time to meet with the mass media here. Thank you for coming to our media center. So this is the end of the briefing of Vice President of the German Bundestag. At 5 p.m., we will have the briefing of the chairman of the board of NEC Ukrenergo. Thank you.